you guys to two amazing powerhouses, two queen bosses. We have former NFL publicist, serial entrepreneur, IMD Hadiatu Dumbuya, and we have marketing director, regional trainer, globetrotter, Pamela Pacheco on the call. We have some special guests being featured on the call today. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. So excited. So we're getting ready to bring on Miss Pamela Pacheco. Great morning, Pam. Did you make the call? Great morning.
I did. Can you hear me? Welcome. Thank you so much for having me on. Hello, top of the morning.
Hey, great morning, Pam. How are you? How are you today? Great morning.
Amazing. Thank God. And yourself? Happy to see everybody on here. Happy, what day is it today? Thursday. Welcome.
Welcome to the call. I'm just going to share my story with you guys a little bit. I first saw World Ventures about almost 3 years now. July will be 3 years. I can't believe it. And I saw it from my parents, actually. And they, I missed the whole entire presentation. So I really see it. They kind of just said, okay, we're going to sign you up. And I was in. So I didn't really do anything with World Ventures for 6 months. Didn't know what I had my hands on. Went to my first training event, Momentum, in Orlando, and wow, I was blown away. I was blown away at the people, just regular, ordinary people winning at such high levels. And I was just excited, and I was there with my whole entire family, and we're all involved, and it's just been such an exciting journey. And to be honest with you, I just learned the system, learned the business, and just really started meeting people in our area that were involved with World Ventures. And from there, 9 months in, we kind of grew and hit residual income, and we've just continued to build. I'm a healthcare administrator for a home care agency, so I work plenty of hours, no time to really put my business in, but I really had to learn that if you truly want something, you will get it done. And so I just continue to push, grateful for amazing mentors like Pam to be able to continue to push me and guide me, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Truly appreciated. So grateful. Alrighty, so Pam, welcome back to the call. Truly, just go ahead and tell us, where you were when you saw World Ventures.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you for sharing your story. So powerful. I love hearing stories that it just reminds me of kind of like where I was at when I saw it, because it's not when you get into World Ventures, it's when World Ventures gets into you. And when I saw this, it was 6.5 years ago. I was already pretty successful in life, according to society. I have a master's degree. I was working as a commercial banker, and I loved doing what I was doing. Despite the long hours, I just always loved helping people, leaving people better than how I found them. And 6.5 years ago, my mom lost her job. And at first, I'm not gonna lie, I thought she was just being exaggerating like a Dominican does all the time, right? And I was just like, you'll be able to find work in no time. Well, that month turned into, nearly a year, and she ended up having to move in with me. It was just like crazy, right? And I was like the only person in my house working, living with, my boyfriend was living with me at the time. His twin brother was living with us at the time. My brother had moved in, my mom moved in, my grandma happened to be here visiting during all of this thing. So it was literally like a whirlwind going on in my life during that time. And when I saw this, I just got excited. I remember coming one day, to the house to just surprise my mom and bring her some flowers. And I just found her crying herself to sleep in the middle of the day. And I was just so disheartened. And I was just like, God, this can't be it. And I remember just having a conversation with him, like, God, like, I don't know what it is that you're going to send me, but send me something that not only can help my mom get out of the situation, but never allow us to be back in the situation. And, I never imagined 6.5 years ago that today we will find ourselves in this pandemic, and we will find ourselves in the craziness going on in the world. And more than ever, this has just been able to give us certainty in a time where there isn't any, and give us hope and allow us to be the light. So super grateful.
Wow, amazing, amazing story. So as we approach our next RTE this Saturday, and guys, RTE, wow, I'm blown away at every RTE I've attended. Just let us know, like, what was your first RTE event like? What were your feelings? What were your thoughts? Who were your trainers? Let us know.
Well, my first RTE, that's a really great question. My first RTE was in West Palm Beach, Florida, when I was living in South Florida. And we went to go see Dr. David Peach and Shelly Blanzy. And I just remember being completely blown away. There we're driving BMWs in the arena. I was like, what is this, right? And it was such an exciting feeling. It was such an energy that I couldn't really explain. I couldn't contain this energy. I couldn't even, what it showed me was like, man, we got something special. It showed me we have something special. It showed me we have a culture and a family like no other. For the first time, I met a leader that today is a close friend of mine, Mr. Michael Merrick. And I remember, he was just so helpful, so willing to help me. And he just showed me what it really meant to be one big team. He showed me how selfless it was. Like, he was like, no, you could call me at any time and you're going to kill this thing. Like, he was just speaking life into me before I even knew what that was, right? Speaking life over me, speaking to my purpose, like just, pouring into me. And I was just like, this guy makes no money off of me. Like, why is he so excited to help me? Because coming from a corporate world, I've never experienced something like that. And I thank God every single day for going to that RTE, because right when I went back from the RTE, I was first of all blown away by Dr. David Peach's story. He still holds the fastest record in the United States for IMD, 10 months and 5 days. And I just, we were forever impacted by his story and took so many nuggets that forever not only changed our business, but changed my life, right? It was right after that RTE that I came back and we hit senior rep as a team. That same month of December, qualified for the BMW. And it was just history from there. Absolutely amazing RTE. But that was my first.
Wow, absolutely amazing. I think everyone will always remember their first, WB event. And I really just want to ask, why is training so important for, our new people that are here, that are on the call? Tell us why training is important.
So training is non-negotiable, and I say that to you because it's like, do you want to go to the hospital? You work in home health care, and there's a lot of people that I know can relate to this, but, if you're sick, God forbid, do you want to go to the hospital that the doctor didn't pass med school? Do you want to, put your life in the care of that person? No, absolutely not. So we think about it when it comes to this business, we are endowed, we are entrusted with what this is. So, I believe that God puts people in your life so not only that you can bless them, but that you guys can mutually grow. Well, how can you bless other people if you're not really utilizing all of the tools and all of the resources that you have available to be able to do so? So it's like, if you're too small to serve, you are too big to lead. And this is about serving people, right? Serving others. However, it is also about learning enough so that you can grow and you can help others grow, because it's like, you can't be that person, and no offense to anybody, you can't be that person that's like, I'm going to do as I say, not do as I do. So it's like, you have to do as you do. And training is one of those things that it's like, your business will only grow to the extent that you do. Your mindset will only grow to the extent that you grew. Your relationships, your conversations are only going to grow to the extent that you do, but also to the extent that you expose yourself around. You never know which training event you're going to go to that you're going to meet your new best friend in World Ventures. You never know which training event you're going to go to that is going to allow you to build a relationship with someone that it can forever impact your life. And it's beyond business, it's beyond money, right? That relationship can forever just leave you better. and we have countless of stories, but it's really, if you are at that place, whether you're brand new and you got started, training is mandatory. Like, if you don't learn, you won't earn, right? If you're at that point in your business that you're just like, well, I just need a little nudge. I need to get to the next level in leadership. I need to get to the next level in my business. Well, we're going to teach you all of the nuts and bolts to be able to do that. If you're that person that you're like, man, I've been in for some time just like you, and I just don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But if you don't position yourself to win, how can you ever expect the blessing? How can you ever expect the breakthrough? How can you ever expect to grow if you're not putting yourself in position with the winners? You got to put yourself in position with the winners. You got to put yourself in position in the arena to be able to experience the breakthroughs and to be able to experience the growth that you so desperately need. Because if you don't go to training, you'll never know, and you'll never grow, and you'll never be able to help more people. And, Hadiatu says this all the time, and it's crazy because it's true. It's like, if I don't get you to training, I'm stealing your money, because I am not allowing you to maximize this opportunity within the lifetime of the opportunity. And you can't see what I saw, and you can't see the energy because you have to experience that, right? So definitely those are a few reasons as to why RTE is absolutely instrumental for me.
Wow. Amazing nuggets. I'm just here really taking notes and really taking in everything that you're saying. And it's so true. And I just really, finally want to ask, why World Ventures? Why WV? Why is this the vehicle that you've chosen?
There is no other company. But listen, man, like, we have a family here. We have a culture. Our CEO, Wayne Nugent is just someone that his heart is genuine. His vision is beyond an income goal. It's an impact goal. And I tell you, it's like what we have, like, I have absolute certainty in what we have and where we're going, because, like, I know with every fiber in my being, like, we have a product that everybody wants at a price nobody can get, and at a quality of service that only Dream Trips can deliver, right? And then we have a company that, in its infancy stage, right? And I come from a commercial banking background, so my job was to study businesses and see, what businesses were doing and how they were thriving. And it's very seldom that you see a company that not only comes and makes an income in its first 2 years, right? But that in its first 15 years is able to become a billion-dollar company. Yeah. And when you look at network marketing, it takes an average direct sales company 25 to 50 years, if not more, to become a billion-dollar company. And the fact that this is already a billion-dollar company, the fact that I know with every fiber in my being that, we are in alignment with our leadership, we are in alignment with the core values that we share to not only do business, but to do life together. There is no other option when it comes to network marketing, when it comes to home-based business, when it comes to what we have our hands on. And I mean, again, the sexiest product in the world, but more than ever, it's like we have a vehicle that can certainly bring people financial peace, that can certainly bring people hope, that can certainly bring people financial freedom in a time that people so desperately need it, in a time that people just so desperately need community. We have that. In a time that people so desperately need just family, that just need mentorship, that just need leadership, that need experience, that need better conversations, that need growth. We have all of that and more. So it's like, I love when somebody's just like, why World Ventures? And I was just like, because there's no other company. There's no other company. There's no other company that you can feel everything that I just said. There's no other option when it comes to you being able to not only grow, but you being able to build something that's going to outlive you and have tons of fun. And understand, like, people will always give up on business, but they will never give up on family. And we have a family here. And it's priceless, right? It's priceless. You can't put a price on that. And I'm not gonna go in because we have a lot of others. We have a lot of other amazing guest speakers. And do you have any more questions for me, Katie Ann?
I do not. Thank you so much, Pam. Just so looking forward to hearing you train this Saturday. I'm so excited for you to bless us, truly. Appreciate you.
Thank you. So I know everybody was like, thank you for doing an amazing job hosting. I know everybody was just like, oh my gosh, I'm super excited. Who's the special guest speaker? Who's the special guest speaker? And, you know, I'm excited to have this special guest speaker on here because this man is an incredible father, an incredible husband, just an incredible rock star. You know, formerly was a mental health counselor, is a six-figure earner. He's the national marketing director on our lifestyle club, and it's just one of those people that when you meet him, you automatically just become better because he has an energy that's beyond authentic, that it just oozes through his pores. But he's just an incredible soul. Leader of leaders, people love him, people respect him all over the world. National Marketing Director, JAON, one of our featured trainers for this Saturday. How you doing?
What's going on, Pam? Can you hear me?
Amazing, amazing. How are you?
Great morning. How you doing? Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I know it's early, bro. Thank you for being on. Much love to you, Ennis, and the kids. Thank you guys so much for just being here. So Jay, tell us a little bit about where you were at. I kind of said a little bit about your story, but tell us a little bit about where you were at when you saw World Ventures, and talk to us about the journey.
So, what's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having a blessed morning. My name is JAON. I'm 38 years old. When I seen World Ventures about 7.5, 8 years ago, I was like 30, 31 years old. And I was working as a mental health counselor, as Pam said. I was doing that for about 4 or 5 years. Found my passion in doing that, something that I just love doing, helping people and giving back. I did that for a while, but unfortunately, living in New York City, it wasn't enough to pay the bills, so I had to get a second job. So I was doing promoting and marketing for restaurants and lounges and nightclubs on the weekends as well. At the time, I had 2 kids with a third one on the way. And I was just broken, man. I gained a lot of weight, because I wasn't able to focus on me. I was just literally living my life to work. It was just literally working to pay bills. That was just the life that I was living. And from the outside looking in, it definitely looked like I was living that, a good lifestyle. I was making good money, but I was just very unfulfilled. I really wasn't appreciated. I felt like I wasn't appreciated. My time wasn't appreciated, and just missing out on my kids' time, not being there, watching my kids grow through videos and, messages that my wife would send me was just something that I just didn't want anymore. I wanted to change that. So, when I saw World Ventures, it definitely made sense. I couldn't afford to travel before. We barely took vacations. The family comes from very humble beginnings, so we never traveled. As a child, I never went to Disney and nothing like that. I had to take myself at 18 years old. And it wasn't because my parents didn't want to do it. It's just that they couldn't afford to do it. So, being the man that I was, I wanted to give my kids a better quality of life. So when I saw World Ventures, I saw travel, having fun, saving money. I was definitely all in for that one.
Wow. And, it's one of those things that it's like, it never, like every time I hear your story, I'm just like, wow, because it just goes to show that when you are ready for the blessing and you're ready for the breakthrough, like God is just always going to align opportunity for you, align people in your path. And that's just super, super big. So can you talk to us about how was your first RTE?
Definitely. So I got started. I remember I think like she said, you're never gonna forget that first, RTE memory. And when I first got started, it was September 20th of 2012. I was just getting out of work. It was 5 p.m. And I called Jay Peso, who's my sponsor, $1 million lifetime earner, IMD. I knew him before, prior to World Ventures, and then, seeing his lifestyle transition in World Ventures, he's the one that caught my attention and made me decide to see the information. And I got started that Thursday, and he said, let's show some people. And I was like, I actually got some friends coming over tonight. So I had 10 friends come over to the house that night. And he came, did the presentation. They all laughed, they all joked, they all said it was too good to be true, it didn't work, it was a scam, pyramid, all that. And I really got discouraged. And Jay Peso said, listen, there's a training event that's coming up this week, and it was Saturday, September 22nd. He said, you got to come to this event. And being that I worked in the nightclubs and the restaurant, doing the promoting, I was, that person that just got up, I was up all night. So, I woke up real early and, tried to get to the event on time. And I wasn't going to go. it was Saturday morning. It was like 10 a.m. and I looked at my time. I was like, oh, I'm late. Training started at 9, and I called him. My wife said, listen, you're a man of your word. You said you were gonna go. I was like, you're right. So I called him. I said, it's too late. He said, nah, just come. I got there by like lunch break, and I walked into that event. It was about 500-600 people in New York City Midtown, and you never find parking. I found parking right in front. So I'm like, wow, that's a first, you know. I walk into this event and I see a bunch of people in a good mood. It was a lunch break, so there's a lot of people moving around. There's a lot of energy going on, a lot of positivity. It just felt good being there. And I seen a lot of familiar faces. I'm like, yeah, I know that person. I know that person. And I'm like, there's so many people I know that's doing this thing. So he said, get a seat in the back, you know, since you got late. So I got all the way to the back. I sat there by myself, and I remember seeing this guy from the country. He likes to pee off his porch. His name was Brian Schrag. And he was just talking about his story, and he was just showing me a bunch of pictures of him traveling. And, you know, recognition came, and I seen people walking stage. And I remember there was a kid up there. He was like 20 years old. He barely knew English. He was like a, you know, marketing director in the company. And, you know, I seen him talking about how he was going to school full time, and he used to work at McDonald's. And now because of this, he doesn't work at McDonald's. He's been able to take 15 vacations, drove a BMW, was able to walk stage with his mom. And I'm like, this kid is 20 years old doing this and making it happen. And I'm over here 30 years old thinking that I had this great lifestyle. And I'm like, this kid is living way better than me. And they just gave me that belief. Something just got inside me. Like you said, you know, it's not when you get into World Ventures, it's when World Ventures gets into you. And that spark just lit up inside me, and it really got me excited. And coming out of that event, I knew I was going to build this. You know, I came out of that event, I made 3 phone calls. My first phone call was to my wife. Told her, I wish you were here. This was something that was amazing. I feel so pumped up. I was so excited. Second phone call I made was to Lexington Law Firm. I wanted them to fix my credit. They said, what are you trying to get? I said, I'm getting a BMW this month. Because I wasn't ready, because I don't know if you guys know, there was a BMW lifestyle bonus back then. And I just knew this is what I was going to do. The third phone call was to my best friend, New York City firefighter, Mr. Marco Aon. I said, listen, he was the most negative, skeptical one. You know, he's a firefighter, he's making good money. You know, he thought he made it, you know. And I went to his house. I said, you home? He said, yeah. I said, all right, cool, I'm coming over. And I went to his house and I said, listen, man, I don't know what you told me before, but listen, it doesn't even matter. I just came out of this event, over 600 people. Listen, this thing is a huge deal. I'm going all in with this. And I promise you, I've never led you wrong in the past. I promise you, if you don't follow me, I'm going to make you regret it. And that was it, man. Something got inside me, and after that, there was no looking back.
Wow. I just got chills. And, you know, it's you can tell it's so real, because like everybody just felt your energy. Everybody just saw your energy shift, your passion shift. And you could tell it just, even speaking of that story, just brought something back to you, right? And wow, that's just amazing, man. Definitely, RTE, your first RTE is an experience for the books, but I love how you said, you know, it was when it got into you, what it did through you, and what it propelled you to do, and what it pushed you to do, and the certainty it gave you, right? The excitement, the vision, the urgency, and you're just like, I'm all in. And that's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. So let me ask you something. Why is this RTE so important? Why is this RTE so important, especially during this time?
Well, definitely, you know, we have some special times. You know, I think a lot of people, you know, are experiencing or affected differently with everything that's going on in the world. And at the end of the day, man, you know, it's all about what you focus on and your mindset, and, you know, forgive me, my son is over here driving me nuts. But I think he wants to get on the call. But, you know, I think right now, you know, I always felt World Ventures was special. You know, there was something special about it. It provided something for me that I lacked. And it was happiness. It was fulfillment. It was all the things that I guess, like in our human spirit, desire and craves. And World Ventures was able to provide that for me back then. You know, and it gave me all of that. You know, I went from working so many hours, you know, to so little pay, never traveling the world, never having time with my family or my kids, to being able to take over 70 vacations. It's literally fulfilled my life. It's made me a better man, a better father, a better friend, a better everything. It's added so much value to my life. And that's why I'm so passionate about this. And this is why I love it. And this is why I always, you know, I always go at it full steam, and I always push people in the direction that I know that can change their life. To me, I feel like we're problem solvers, you know, and I feel like to me, World Ventures, they're training events. If I never would have went to a training event, after my first presentation, when 10 people told me no, and they told me it wouldn't work, and they just slapped me in my face, if I didn't go to that training event, I would not be standing here today. And I always say life is a game of inches, decisions. You never know. It could have went one way. It could have went, I woke up that day at 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning and I decided not to go to that training event. My life, I just wonder, it scares me to think what my life will look like today. I feel like my life will not be where it's at. My whole trajectory of my life could have went left, and instead I made that decision. So I feel like I push people into the training events because at the end of the day, I know what's possible. And what we've been able to accomplish in the last 7.5, 8 years, what we've been able to experience, the growth in this company, the growth in our business, the growth in ourselves, it's nothing compared to what's about to happen. We always say timing and placement is everything. And right now is definitely the right time. Why? Right? Because we had this pandemic situation. You got people that's been locked up, people feeling closed in, people that are emotionally stressed, depressed, looking for a way out. They're looking for light. They're looking for happiness. They're looking for togetherness. They're looking for social, to be around people, to be around good energy. And that's what this company provides. We have the solution for that problem. And then you got over 30 to 40 million people who are unemployed, not having work, the people that don't know where they're going to pay their next bills. Granted, some people are blessed that we got this unemployment situation going on. They give stimulus checks. But what's going to happen in the next 6 months, 8 months down the line? We are literally heading into probably one of the biggest depressions our company has ever experienced. And probably you don't understand. And I never understand. In 2008, 2009, I didn't know what was a recession. Like my good friend Jay Pacer said, my whole life was a recession. So I didn't understand what that meant. But now coming in, now that I'm an older adult, now that I understand finance, I understand the economy, I understand business, and businesses goes ups and trends. And it's crazy how, in this economic depression and recession, there's a lot of people that are losing money, but guess what? There's those that are focused who are actually earning money. You see, right now, there's the biggest transfer of money. And this is where the richer get rich and the poorer get poor. So what do you want for your life? What do you want for your family's life? Are you ready to go out there and live your best life? 2020 is halfway through. We are just getting started. I know everybody had goals 2020. And it was like, this is the year. This is the year. This is still can be the year, but it won't be if you're not registered for this training event. So I hope you take this serious because I guarantee you will not achieve none of the goals that you set for yourself and this company, if you're not attending that training event. And it's not just about you bringing you, it's about you bringing your team. It's about you helping those people, lead them to the light. Because I promise you, once this light shines on them, they will be unstoppable and no telling what their life could look like a year from now, 6 months from now, 2 years from now.
Yeah, I know that's right. Yes, sir. Yes, brother. Oh my God, I know that is right. Thank you, man. Oh, wow, we're excited. We are excited to hear you. We are excited to feel your energy, to learn from you. This weekend, Saturday, is going to be one for the books, wveventreg.com. Anything else, Jay, that you want to say? Any closing remarks? Anything at all that's on your heart?
It's $20. It's $20. It's $20 that can change your life. It's $20 that could give you your time back. It's $20 that could give you your life back. $20 that you can go out there and do for your family, do for your mom, do for your parents, do for your kids. I got my son on here, man. I wake up every morning with this kid. I'm blessed to be here and to be able to experience. I don't got to risk my life out there working in this pandemic. I don't have to be a first responder. I don't have to be an essential worker, but I do feel I am an essential worker. Why? Because it's essential that we change your life. It's essential that we go and impact those people's life. But I promise you, if you don't go to that training event, you're going to miss your shot. See, right now is the right time at the right place. But if you didn't attend and you didn't take action, it's like if you were never there. Do not miss the wave that's about to come. I see you this Saturday, RT. Let's get it.
Let's go. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Thank you. Yes. Man. So we are not done, okay? Like this call is just getting better and better and better. Yes. So I have the honor, pleasure, and privilege to introduce one of my favorite people in the world. And every time you hear me speak about this woman, you just see it oozing through my pores. She is one of the sweetest souls ever, but she is a savage in business. She is a savage in life. I'm talking about, the work ethic, somebody that holds me accountable during this entire pandemic. One of the reasons that we even started hosting these OBT Zoom Blitz was because of this powerhouse. She is an international marketing director, international speaker, highly known around the world. You know, she's an amazing mom, an amazing sister, an amazing daughter, an amazing wife, an amazing friend, right? Formerly an NFL publicist. Today, she still runs multiple businesses on high levels. But man, if there's anybody that's just dedicated to excellence, anybody that I'm just excited that it was literally a dream of mine to be able to share a stage with her. And even though it's not physical, we are still going to be able to bless multitudes of people this Saturday. And I'm just excited for you guys to hear from her. And I know, like Jay, it was a sacrifice for her to be here this early with us, away from her kids, away from her husband, away from her businesses and her priorities. But Miss Hadiatu Dumbuya, are you on the line? How you doing? Red lips poppin'.
I'm here. Thank you so much, Pam. Guys, before I say anything, let me do this. Pam, thank you for your consistent servant leadership. Thank you for being completely and totally dedicated to WV and not dedicated to yourself and just your finances, but you know, the international finances. Guys, you have no idea the work it takes, not only just to put a call like this together, but to put together webinars. I mean, now it's been about 12 weeks, okay? About 12 full weeks of us having every single day access to top earners doing a presentation. You know, it's allowing people to get their four in their very first day. For you guys that don't know what that means waive your monthly fees, literally because of what Pam has put together. But it's also allowing people to get to a residual income. And most people didn't even know what that was. And they've done it during a history-making time. And it's simply because we have this platform. And so before I say anything, Pam, like, we praise you, we appreciate you, we love you. Without you, I don't know where we would have been during this pandemic. Like, literally, you have done things to save this company internationally. And so, you know, I want to make sure that I say that first before I get started. So I love you, girl. I appreciate you, girl. I'm so thankful. But what's up, everybody? Early morning, and Pam knows this is early for me. So I go to bed kind of late. And waking up at 8 o'clock is like, we're not having it today. But, you know, if Pam asks, I'll always deliver, because I know that, you know, what she sacrificed along the way. But I also understand the importance of this weekend. And I wanted to be here for this. So Pam, before I even start going, because, you know, I might just go, tell me how you want to do this. You know, like, tell me, you want to ask some questions? You want to bounce this back and forth? Let's go ahead.
We could do interview style. If you want to just say what's on your heart, you could do that too. But, you know, let the people know a little bit about you. You know, where were you when you saw World Ventures? You know, how perfect life was for you, or how imperfect it was for you, or, you know, just exactly where you were at.
Cool deal. So you guys, almost 8 years ago, in August, it'll be 8 years, I saw World Ventures. Now, when I saw this, I was actually in Ohio. I live in Detroit, Michigan. I was in Cincinnati, Ohio. And I was running my business, as Pam told you. I do marketing for athletes. And guys, that was what I thought was my dream, you know. So I'm the traditional girl. I did everything I'm supposed to do. So I went to college on a soccer scholarship, graduated, ended up moving to New York and working for the NFL. And while I was working for the NFL, and you guys, if you feel the same way, say me too. When I was working for the NFL, I realized I suck at being an employee. Like, I'm not good at you telling me what to do, when to do it, how to do it. I'm not that person. However, I watched my parents do that. You know, I come from two immigrants that got multiple degrees, and your degrees are everything, and they will do anything to work their way up the ladder. And I watched my parents work extra hard every single day, multiple jobs, highly educated, to live a very average lifestyle. And so when I got to New York and I was working for the NFL, which is for most people like a dream job, you know, I mean, that's the first job out of college. It sounds so awesome. And when I was there, I kept looking at my boss and I'm like, I don't even want his job. Like, if I get real good, I don't even want his life. So I ended up quitting that job and I moved here to Detroit to work for one of the Lions players. And I was excited to have just a shift. And I wasn't in normal, typical corporate America, but I was working nonstop. You know, when you work for an athlete, there's no 9 to 5. It's like, wake up till you go to bed. And so, you know, I went from having a dream career. Then I moved here and it's like, man, you really got a good job. And I was making a 6-figure income being somebody's assistant. So it like looked good for everybody else, but on my insides, I was like boiling, because I'm like, I know God didn't put me here to be anybody's secretary. I mean, I was more than that, but that's essentially what I was. And I started my own company, and I thought, I have made it. I did all the things I'm supposed to. You work for a Fortune 500 company, you graduate with honors, you then start your own business. That looks like perfect, right? So I'm running my own business, and I realized I had become a glorified boss of myself. And so from the outside looking in, yes, it looked great. I mean, I had traveled extensively. I had done all these different things with my athletes. However, I really didn't have any time. And if I wanted to continuously grow within my career, it was just more hours. So you just got to keep giving more hours. And guys, there was no more hours to give. My body was done. And so when I saw this, I was at a transition place mentally. And I'm going to tell you that there is a perfect time for you to get into World Ventures, and it's when you see it. Let me explain to you why I say that. I really believe that God prepares people for this company. So when I saw this, I was 30. I had turned 30 in January. I saw this in August. At 30 years young, this is what I had decided. See, I'm the girl that loves to have fun, right? So if you follow me on social media, it's like tons of fun all the time. Well, I used to party a whole lot too. Okay, you guys have got the refined version of Hadiatu at this point. Okay, so I ended up telling myself at 30, I go, I'm not partying for this birthday. I'm just not going to. I want to do a vision board party. Mind you, this is before I saw World Ventures. This is in January. I said, I'm going to do a vision board party. And at my vision board party, I started putting all the things that I wanted. And I had my friends all come over. These are the people that I used to hang out with. Really the first people that I was like, ooh, World Ventures is perfect for. So we're doing vision boards. I'm looking at things. And you know what I realized? The people that I was surrounded kept a lid on my life. The reason that I wasn't able to escalate further than I was because of the people that I was surrounded with, was because of the things that we talked about, was because of the things that we did together. None of us were living our best lives or growing mentally or spiritually, and definitely not financially. And I remember looking at the vision boards, and me and my girls, as we're doing stuff, and I saw a ton of material things, which that's cool. You can put that on there. But guys, that's not me. And I started looking and seeing none of my friends were talking about escalating their lives, their relationships, going places. That's not where they were. And so can you believe it? My 30th birthday was when I realized I was around people that were never going to help me grow. It was like I was like a shark in a little itty bitty tank. So at 30 years young, that's when I started saying, God, just put things in my life that will allow me to escalate, to grow, to prosper. And I mean, that's like months before I saw World Ventures. So when World Ventures fell into my lap from somebody I did not know very well, I didn't know it was like the answer, but I was obedient. And I think that that's what's the most important part of all of this, is that you are obedient. See, most people, when they see an opportunity, they get nervous and they get scared. But when they're ready to go buy something at the store, they're like, oh yeah, this is what I'm supposed to do. Guys, that is a mindset that we've created to keep us in poverty, where we would rather buy goods than buy a business. So I was just obedient, and I'm like, I'm going to try this thing out. I'm going to see exactly what happens with this. And I was nervous, very nervous. I've never done sales and never been into network marketing. I actually was the friend that if you invited me, I said, leave me alone. I was in a place where I was thinking, how am I going to tell my friends about something like this? And I'm not even paying attention to stuff like this. How? So if you're thinking like you're far, far away from being able to make this work, guys, I was at the place where you would be afraid to even call me. But I got started because I was obedient, right? And so when I got in, Pam, mentally, like I was looking for this. Spiritually, when I tell you my soul was crying for this, financially, I wasn't in the worst place. I was still making a good income. But let me just ask real quick, just to see if I'm in the room with the people that are like me. I was making 6 figures, but I was spending 7. So I don't know if there's anybody that is in the room that you're like, well, I was living a little bit above my means. That was me. Like, I was just trying to like impress people that didn't even care about me anyways. And so from the outside looking in, it's like, yeah, you're doing good. But my bank account was like, girl, if you don't get this thing in your life, we're about to have some problems. Right. And so that's where I was, you know, mindset wise, I was needing it, financially needing it. But I mean, I just sit here and think, like, imagine if a stranger didn't reach out to me. What would life look like? So that's where I was, Pam.
Wow. You know, this is why they say, like, you never miss a call, you never miss the training, because me, even being someone that has been close to you for a long time, that I heard your story, I never heard that detail of it, right? Like the specifics. And it's just amazing because you talk about alignment and you talk about being ready to expect it. And, you know, you were literally preparing yourself for the shift. You were literally preparing yourself for the blessing that was coming. And, you know, you were just ready so you didn't have to get ready, right? And that is just remarkable. And I tell you, you know, you're someone that comes from a professional background as well. And we talk about this all the time, but, you know, I feel like it's important for people to hear this because you would be on somebody's chicken list, right? Just like you would be on my chicken list, right? Because I'm like, she's already successful. And, you know, coming from someone that was already so professional, coming from someone that was already winning in life. And I know like you were just at a different space, but what would you say to that person that is like, man, I know that I have somebody that's like a Hadiatu Dumbuya. I know that I have somebody that's like a J.A.O.N. I know I have somebody that's like a Pam Pacheco or like a Dr. David Helgeson or Eric Grispowski, and they may be in my Rolodex, but I'm just kind of like, you know, I have some type of trepidation when it comes to contacting that person because I just feel like they're so successful and I'm just not quite there yet. Or like, what would you say to that person?
I mean, that's a great question, Pam, because I truly believe that that's what holds people back probably the most. And I will tell you guys this, everybody is the same. I mean, I know that sounds so crazy, but like, I know this, every no feels the same that you get from people. Every no feels the same. Like there's no that's going to sucker punch you even more. It's like a no is a no is a no. I think Darren Walker, international marketing director, $1 million earner, he says, I've never heard of anybody, you know, dying from drive-by no's, right? That like never happens, right? So every no feels the same, but let me explain this. Every yes is different. There are yeses that will completely and totally change your life. There are yeses that will open the doors to bigger and greater things. There are yeses that are going to take you into the international market. There are yeses that are going to take you into another state. And so you got to remind yourself of that. Every no is the same. Like you tell me no, it's the same thing as somebody else telling me no. But man, when certain people tell you yes, it changes the trajectory of your business and your life. And that is, when I tell you it is so true, it is so true. It's understanding this. You know, for those that are successful, you've got to understand that everybody's success is measured differently. And if you think of it, like, let's think about like looking at somebody's social media, because that's all that we've done for months now, right? We've been sitting looking at social media and seeing people's lifestyles, and you're like, this person is living good, this person is doing good. You're thinking all these different things. Just know this, nobody puts their bank account on social media. So as successful as you think that somebody is, you really don't know. Nobody puts their mental health on social media. So there are people, and I have people literally on my team, there are people that are sitting here dying on the inside, but they're celebrating on the outside because that's what they've got to do. And all they need is one person to pick them up. And so, you know, I know you're thinking of success, but I need you to think about who can you save along the way. Like, you can't just be thinking about like, they're too successful, but like, you don't know what they're going through. And guys, there's people on our team that were going to leave this earth. They were no longer going to be here with us, for real. They weren't. I can tell you, and this is 6-figure earners that said, I needed this to save my life. And so, yes, you want to be able to have a strong builder with you, but you know, if you know the colors are yellow, and these are personality colors that Marcus Setter, our head of training, has put together. If you don't understand people's personalities, get Living in full color, okay? So you guys will be able to understand it. But a yellow individual, that's somebody that like wants to save the world. They want to like kiss the butterflies if they can, right? Those are those people. The red people are people that are like, win at all costs, move out the way, I'm in this thing. The blue is like, woo, this is fun, right? The green are the people that are super analytical. And every single one of us, we have one of those colors that dominates our decision-making skills and capabilities. So we have all of those colors in us, but one of them dominates your decision-making capabilities, right? And so my number one is yellow. And that's I want to save people. Because I truly believe like my parents were blessed with an opportunity and then gave me the lifestyle that opened me up for World Ventures, right? I don't believe everybody else gets that same hand. And so for those of you guys that have a yellow heart, a yellow mindset where you really want to help people, like you're not a salesperson, that's not you, but you really want to help people, know that you can't discriminate in that process. Know that you've got to be willing to help those that you might be nervous about talking to, but that might be your calling. That might be that person that you were placed here to save them. And you might not ever find out that that's the case. And so I think of it from that standpoint. And I mean, with right now, with what we're going through, guys, the most successful people are the most open people because they understand that the world is transitioning. J.A. said something very powerful. He said, this is the time when there's going to be more people that become millionaires and multi-billionaires. And there's going to be more people that sink into poverty. And it will all be due to your mindset and your openness to change and adapt with the times. The people that have already acquired some wealth in their lifestyle, they're already ready for that change, and they're just looking for you to open your mouth and give it to them. So that's what I would say for you guys that are like a little bit like nervous to talk to people. It's okay to be nervous for a second, but scared money makes no money, sweetheart, right? And every no is the same, and every yes can completely and totally change your life.
Wow, Hunty. Yes, honey. Wow, that is powerful. That is so powerful. Hadiatu, so you're an international marketing director, global speaker, just a powerhouse, global phenomenon. And what was your first RTE like?
Okay, let's do it. So, again, so when I got in, I was in Ohio. So my mother lives in Ohio. I was getting ready to donate my kidney to my brother. That's why I was there. I don't even know if I said that, but I was going through the process, all the testing to donate my kidney to my brother. And I have a foreign mother. Both my parents are West African. We are from Sierra Leone. And if you know foreign parents, or maybe this is everybody's parents, the way parents are set up, you're not blowing horns in their driveway. So I literally went to training because somebody was blowing the horn. Now, let me explain to you what I mean. So the person that got me started was like, hey, there's this training event. And guys, remember I told you, like, I don't like people telling me what to do. I wasn't lying. I'm not making that up. That's my personality. I'm the girl that's like, give me the handbook and I will read the entire handbook and I will teach myself how to do it. Like, that is me all day, every day. So when he said training, that word just didn't resonate with me. It did not. Because I'm like, that sounds like more work. That means I got to listen to somebody talk to me. What's book? Where's the book? Let me read the book. Right? So for me, I was just like, I'm not excited about this whole train thing. He was like, it's going to help you. And he was doing all the things that he was supposed to. But I'm going to tell you what pushed it over the edge. And some of you guys need to take, a page from this book. He purchased a ticket for me. And he purchased a ticket and said, like, hey, I got a ticket for you. I want us to go together to this training. And it was 45 minutes away from my house. It was early in the morning. And I was the same way about my mornings then. Like, the way my sleep is set up, I like it. I need to sleep in my life, okay? And so he came to my mother's house and picked me up. He went a step further. He came to pick me up from my mom's house and was blowing in the driveway. Now, foreign parents, you're never doing that. Like, that's like death waiting to happen. And so when he was blown out, I was still in bed. Like I said, I was going to go. And just like J.O.N., I'm like a woman of my word, but I was like, I might have to sleep through this one. I mean, I'm not sure. And so I was in the bed and was blowing the horn and my mom went nuts. Who is blowing the horn in my driveway? What's going on? So I'm like jumping up, trying to throw my clothes on because I'm like, well, we're going to both die. So it's like, I got to hurry up and get out of here. And I literally went to training because somebody was blowing in my driveway. And so physically you can't do that right this second, but figuratively and literally, yes, you can. You got to be the person that is willing to go all the way out of the way, allow people to understand how real it is. And so the drive up there was a 45-minute drive. I slept, was tired, wasn't trying to hear nothing. I had a little bit of an attitude. We get to the training event. It was hundreds of people. It was in Dayton, Ohio. And the energy in the room woke me up instantly. Like, I don't want to go to conferences. That's not my thing. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I was looking for. Guys, you got to remember, this is somebody that had their own business and felt like I was my own boss. And now I'm thinking, oh God, now somebody else got to tell me something. So I went in, not like excited about training. As I walked in, I instantly felt it. I really did. And it was not like, because of the information instantly, like there was no information. It was like, you ever just walk in a room and it's like, like I'm home. That's really what I felt like. Like I naturally have like a bubbly, a happy personality. I'm a hugger. So we've got to figure out what's going to happen after this social distancing because I need my hugs, right? So I was like hugs and high fives and high energy and music. And it was all these different things. And as I walked in, I was like, all right. I like looked at him. I'm like, thank you for bringing me. Like, I'm okay with you now. And this was an 8-hour day. So we're sitting and I have my notebook sitting and taking notes. And let me tell you the two people that were there. One of them was Dr. David Peach. He's a chiropractor. And he went from, doing this every single day when he closed his chiropractic office. Every night he did a presentation for 10 months and he hit the top level of the company. I'm like, 10 months? It's really not a long time. Like, guys, can you even remember last week? Stuff goes so fast, you don't even remember it. So I was like, 10 months, that's not bad. And then I saw a guy named Akil the Deal, National Marketing Director, $1 million earner, okay? So this is a young man that was a chiropractor. It's a white older man, chiropractor, and then a black younger guy who had no college degree. The two of them on stage together was huge for me because it showed me unity. And that was huge for me to always see that. The second thing that it told me was that your education didn't matter. And it was like an eye-opening thing for me because number one, I didn't even know that successful people did network marketing. Guys, I was ignorant to this industry. Number two, I'm like, all right, so if there's now successful people doing it, then maybe everybody's got to be successful in life prior to get into this. And then I saw somebody that, no, that wasn't his case. He was a hustler and a grinder. He just figured it out. So it gave me a large spectrum. And what it did was it made me start thinking of other people that I could reach out to. So I'm writing down lists of names of people just from seeing and hearing the two stories, okay? Then as we proceed through this time, it inspired me to understand that all this time that I was searching for my way out, that this was actually like the key. This was opening up. Now I want to tell you at that time, I had showed some people World Ventures, and I actually hadn't got anybody to be like, yeah, I want to do this. I'm so excited, except for my best friend. My best friend was the only one. My brother that I gave my kidney to, listen, I got a C-section incision because I gave him an organ. Let me tell you what he was like. Leave me alone. I don't want to see it. I said, if you don't give me your credit card, I had to take his credit card. Everybody else was saying, no. My mom told me, if you do this and go to jail, I'm not coming to get you. Another foreign parent thing, right? So everybody was saying no. So when I go in here and I'm like, man, I needed this because this is how I'm going to understand how to get all the yeses. So at that training, I understood how I could fit this into my life. I had a busy lifestyle. I thought I was already doing what I needed to do, and I was just going to add something extra. I realized that this was home for me at that training. I can't imagine what my life would have looked like if I did not go to that training, if somebody didn't push me. Sometimes you got to kick somebody in the back. And guys, if you know my personality, all my friends know this. I don't harp you on anything. Like if I believe something, I just tell you what it is, and then, I'll keep on going. I'm not going to be mad at you if you don't do it. I don't do it. I realized that if that was the stance that was taken with me, my mom wouldn't be retired today. Because it took for somebody to step out of themselves, do something a little bit different, push just a little bit harder to get me to that next step. Now, when I left that event, 45-minute drive, I remember I said, hey, when we leave here, I want to go show one more person. And so we drove back the 45 minutes. We stopped at my friend's house. It was my first person that signed up with me in Ohio. We go to my friend's house, and as we're sitting at my friend's house, they could feel my excitement. They didn't even know what was going on. They signed up. That was the first person that signed up with me in Ohio. Now from there, what ended up happening was I said, okay, now I really want to launch my business. And so I started doing events. And as I was doing events, I was driving 4 hours here back to Detroit to do events at my house so I could launch my business because we weren't doing it on Zoom. And so we did that, and I had 13 people that told me no right away. But guess what? Had I not gone to that training, I would not have that armor to go through that war. And I say it was a war because those were the closest people to me. So had I not had that armor, I would have started questioning what this was. But I had just seen a multimillionaire on stage. So if my broke friends told me no, I wasn't tripping. But imagine had I not been able to have that experience. And I did that not once, but twice. Had 13 people say no. Because my first big launch is all these people telling me no. But I was covered in armor. So their nose, all it did was bounce off of me. I was like, all right, cool. We're going to go get another one. So it just gave me that. Said that's what these trainings do. They prepare you for this. Guys, entrepreneurship is not a journey for everybody. It's for the select few that choose to live a life that they deserve, especially in network marketing. But you've got to have that armor to go into the battle and the war, because people want to stay comfortable and boring and mediocre. They do. You got to fight them out of that. But the only way you can be prepared, the only way you can have the knowledge, the only way that you can handle it and get up and go back again is to get that armor. And the trainings give you that armor, man. They give you that belief in your life. It's crazy. When I tell you it's crazy what my life would have looked like had it not been for World Ventures. Guys, I'm not going to tell you I would have been broke, because I'm not. That's not me. I'm like the girl that will fight and figure it out. But what I will tell you is I wouldn't have my freedom. I'm going to tell you that my mom would have been working just like other people's moms were working during this pandemic. Telling you that. But instead, my mom sits at home and watches Judge Judy. That's her show. And it's literally because I went to that very first training. I understood what it was. I couldn't miss one after. It was like addicting. And, you know, for those people that are into success, I'm going to tell you one quality that successful people have. They have an addictive personality. And it could go good and it could go bad. But they become seriously obsessed, like to the point where it's annoying for other people. But that's why their bank accounts look the way they do. That's why their lifestyle looks the way it does. That's why they have that mindset. It's that addictive personality. And when I tell you, the minute that you get into this culture, it's like you're getting a drug. It's a good drug, but you're getting that thing and you need your fix over and over and over again.
Sheesh. God, I'm ready for Saturday, man. So that was just powerful, man. Like, you know, that armor is so necessary. That armor is so required. And like you said, you know, like push somebody, you know, push somebody in the right direction. Like push somebody in the right direction, because you just never know. You just never know. And, you know, like it re-inspires me, reignites me just hearing your story, because I know nothing has been easy, but it's been so worth it. And knowing, you know, the impact that you've not only had in my life and thousands upon lives around the world, it's just like, you could see why. You could see why, you know, your heart is just so pure, and like your mindset is out of this world. And let me ask you something. Why this training on Saturday? Like, why is this training so important? And I know you've touched on it in your story, but specifically, you know, talking to those people, whether they just got started or they've been in some time, like, and they're probably just like, oh, you know, this is an online training event, and, you know, it's only $20, right? So, you know, how good can it really be? Whatever their perspective is, like, what would you say to that person that's just like on the fence of going to training, or really just doesn't even know the importance of this upcoming training event?
Okay, so there's a bunch of reasons that right now is the most imperative time. Let me do this. My iPad was about to die, so we are switching it over. Okay. All right. So there's a bunch of reasons why I would say like right now is important. And I'll tell you guys this, and this is from like the nerdy economic side of me, right? So I just like pay attention to like what's going on in the world. And we have not gone into our recession yet. As JAON said, right now there's more money in the world than ever before. And the reason that is because of the stimulus checks. But on top of the stimulus checks is because people are getting unemployment that it's allowing some people to make more money than they did on their full-time jobs. Okay. So all of this stuff is happening right now. But I want you to know, like at the end of July, when they cut those unemployment checks, it's going to be a scary world. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a scary world, because most of the people that, you know, are earning this extra income, like they're putting it back into the economy. They're not keeping any of this income. And here's what they're not paying attention to. The fact that those jobs aren't all going to hire you back. The fact that the jobs aren't all going to hire you back. Let me tell you what corporations are doing. And this is so we all fully understand what's going on. Corporations are understanding they could do more with less. Do you hear me? They could do more with less. And so people that have had cushy, amazing careers are now going to be put in a situation where they can no longer live their lifestyle. People are going to have to start figuring out how to keep their house. They're going to actually start having to figure out how to feed their children. This is nothing that we had to worry about during this pandemic, guys. It's crazy because, you know, we see that 20 million people lost their jobs. And in your mind, you would think that, oh my God, people are struggling, but why are all the bikes gone from the store? Why are the TVs gone from the store? That's because people are getting extra money and spending it on stuff. That's what's happening. They're not understanding. They're not figuring out what is about to happen. So in the next couple of months, guys, we're going to see another shift. See, so we saw the shift where people are staying at home. Now people are going to get to go out now, okay? So people are starting to go out. They're starting to spend a couple of extra dollars that they're getting. They're not thinking of the future. They say that over 60% of the people that make $100,000 a year don't have $1,000 in savings. Guys, listen, here in Detroit, if you're getting the maximum here in Detroit, you're getting almost $4,000 every single month. These are people that were making $2,000 every single month. But with unemployment, $4,000, then let's add your stimulus check that you got. So over $5,000 every single month. I mean, if your eyes are like this, it's crazy when you think of it this way. People are going to go from making about $5,000 a month back to the $1,500. See, when you go from nothing to making something, it's cool. But to go backwards, yo, it's a different place. And so why I'm going to say that right now is the right time is because you've got to be the person that exposes everybody right this second before they get to the point where they don't have. People can afford the platinum membership right now. And guess what? They might not have been able to afford it before. They can afford it. Do not discount yourself. You got to go after people because they have that. And when I say go after, not in a negative mindset, go after them to teach them how to utilize the money that they're given from the government for them to go build wealth in their lifestyles. And so right now, you have to understand that we are ahead of the recession. And if you don't go get people before the recession, know that when the recession starts, they're not paying attention to you. They got to feed the kids right this second. So it is really a race for market share, guys. With Zoom being out here, guess what this means? That means my cousin that was safe, that lives down the street from me. I say safe because nobody that I know is doing this. And so I can get to her or him. Understand, anybody can get to them now because of Zoom and social media. Everybody has now been at a place where they're on somebody's top 10 list. And even if it's international. And so right now is so pertinent because for those that are going to become wealthy, like JON said, they're the ones that take action now. The ones that are going to actually lose their business, go backwards, are going to be the ones that are like, I'm going to wait till everybody's more comfortable. Cool. They're going to be comfortably broke and not be comfortable to sign up with you. Right? You don't want that. You want to have that mindset where you're now building a fortress. You're now building your foundation. This is the foundation building time so that you can be the person that has it and doesn't need it, then need it and doesn't have it. And guys, I'm telling you, that's going to happen. Like my heart hurts because I don't think people get that. That is really scary for me, man. People are not going to be prepared for that. And I'm going to tell you with where World Ventures is, and I know this, there's some secret stuff that I can't share with you, and maybe they'll do some of it at RTE. There's some secret things that are going to come out through this company that are going to position us not to just be the only network marketing company that's in travel in the top 100, but we'll be in that top 10 real soon, real fast. We will be the individuals that are able to teach people how to get to $1,000 in their very first week. But what I'm telling you is you've got to have that net set up. You've got to have the people that are there on your team. I mean, Eddie Head, who is the president of our company, he said, you know, what you do right now matters. And you might be thinking that is fluff, but I'm telling you from being on the inside, we just did like a 2-hour call with Wayne 2 nights ago. I'm telling you from what the company has set in place right this second, you will be remiss if you don't go get your people right now and get them to the training. See, I've never gotten somebody to a training. Let's say they're not in. I've never gotten somebody to go to a training and then they didn't go and excel afterwards. And here's what I mean. I've showed people and they're like, I'm not quite sure. Cool, let's get you to the training. Let's invest $20 more into my business so that you can go ahead and see what this is. Every single person that wasn't in, that went to training, they came out of training on fire. They had the armor before they could mess it up and ruin any of their friends. They had it all before.
Just imagine you guys that are all on here right now. Imagine if 2 days or 1 day after you got started in World Ventures, you got to learn from 7 of the top income earners in the entire company, 2 multi-millionaires in this company, and everybody else multiple 6-figure earners. Imagine what it would have been like in your second day if that happened. Just imagine that. That's the opportunity that you have right now. So you have a couple of your friends that told you like, nah, girl, this is not for me. Ask them to get on this personal development conference with you. Girl, we got to grow during this. They say, like, if you're not growing, you're dying. And man, like, there's a lot of people that were dying through this pandemic. Not literally dying, but mentally they were. They were just sitting and existing and not doing anything during this time. Girl, this is about to end. What did you do to make history during this time? Nothing? Girl, come on, just make history with me. I want you to be on this call with me. That's it. I'm not asking you to get started with me. I just want you to see exactly what this is. If you're my friend, if you believe in my goals, see, I'm not asking none of my friends to buy what I do or do what I do. I'm asking them to understand why I do it. I want you to just be here with me. Come on, let's do this thing together. I just want you to hear it. If you're my true friend, guys, you have 5 people on your phone that still don't know what this is. And I do too. I have a couple of my friends that, just refused. They thought they were just too cool. Guess what? Right now is a really good time to get them to sit down and pay attention. There's no better time than right now for people to sit on a Saturday and learn from multimillionaires. Guys, the number one thing Googled right now is work from home. There's so many people right now that are going to have to go back into the office, and maybe it's in August they go back, maybe it's in July they go back, but you know what they realized? They realized that, man, it was so cool to be with my kids. And they wanted it before, but they didn't know how great it was because they never had it. And now because they've had it, they've gotten a glimpse. So you know what? They might have told you, heck no, I'll never do something like that. But now they started realizing working from home is kind of cool. What if I could just work from home part-time? I wonder what that would be like. So when they go into the office now, they're going to be more angry than they were before having to go in. And if you could be the person to show them this vehicle and show them how they could actually work from home and get a residual, where they could take their kids on a trip, and while they're on the trip, they're earning income. They could world school their kid instead of having to send them to school. Look, I've been homeschooling my daughter, and here's what I realized. They don't teach your kids shit that they need to teach them. Sorry for cursing, but they really don't. And you don't have the power or the opportunity to change any of that unless you have the time. You need that. And this vehicle gives you that time. It allows you to teach them the life skills that they need, that they don't need to learn how to multiply letters. What you gonna do with that? They need to understand what this is. So tune your kids into the training too. My 11-year-old could do a presentation. And it's literally because I'm just getting that mind to be at a place. They're actually the sponges at this point. So guys, this is the time more than ever. Your family should be tuned in. I don't know what everybody else has going on, but I'm going to tell you that this Saturday, I promise you, we will not disappoint you. I promise you, you will be disappointed in yourself that you didn't go just a little bit harder to get 10 more people on. There are some people that are in your life that have been struggling for a very long time, and it's worth the $20. No more Christmas gifts. This is $20 you're spending on them for Christmas. Their birthday, graduation. We have 18-year-olds that are at residual income. Literally, I just went to multiple graduation parties, and I can't tell you the joy that I had inside of me knowing that these young ladies are going to college with a residual income. And they're so excited to get on this training because they now get it. We've been going to school for all this time to learn from people that don't even have what we want. Guys, we spent thousands of dollars on education, and I'm not mad about education. I think it's important. I just think that if you don't have application, it doesn't matter, right? And I realized that people can only take you as far as they've been. And for all the college professors that I had, and I went to a great school, guys. I went to an amazing school, but all my college professors that I've had, I was making more than them in my 20s. I was living a better life than them in my 20s. They've got doctorate degrees. That's a lot of education, a lot of debt. So I want you to understand that if there was a time, it is right now. This is going to be the most powerful training that we've ever had. We've never had a lineup like this. The diversity of the lineup, from careers, profession, to nationalities, to strategies as they're building. Guys, there's going to be somebody there that gives you that last piece to kick you over the edge. And I know there's somebody that's like, you're kind of stuck, right? Maybe you've been at the same rank for 2 years and you're like, I've gone to all the trainings. I'm telling you that every trainer has a different fire at this point because they've had to adapt and they've had to pivot. They've had to adapt and pivot their business and take their leadership to another level. You're going to see a different version of every single trainer this weekend. And I'm fired up to be a part of it, but more than be a part of it, for me to be able to internalize that we are literally making history together, that we're going to change the world together. Guys, we've had some recent social injustices that I will be remiss if I don't make sure that I say something about that. We've had some recent social injustices, and I want you to know this. There's so many things that can be done for us to shift that, right? There's so many things. But after I was on the phone with Wayne for hours, I realized that his vision and his mindset behind us actually changing the world, we actually have the opportunity right now. Guys, there is no racial barriers to get into this. There's no financial barriers to get into this. And I'm going to tell you that economic empowerment matters big time when it applies to social injustices. It does, whether you want to admit it or not. And you might want to debate me or not. It has a difference. Where we're able to raise our children, it makes a difference. The people that we're able to put our children around, it makes a difference. And this company opens the door for so many people that have had the door shut on them 1,000 times over and over again. Guys, I feel more inspired and more excited to be a part of our company now than ever before. You know, I've realized that there are times as you build this, and this is me being me, there are times where you take it for advantage and you can't help it. Sometimes you just do it. You just realize like, it's all right. And then I start looking out into the world and realizing all the things that are going on in the world. And we don't have to experience that here. Like we haven't had to see that here because we've created our own bubble. But what if we can invite more people into it? What if we could give people that opportunity to have that exact same feeling, to wake up in the mornings to Pam's beautiful face for breakfast calls? Like, what if people had more of that? For all the people that are sitting there like missing out on giving hugs and loving and all of that stuff, what if they got a virtual hug every single day from this? Guys, there's so many people right now, and I'm gonna like end with this. There's so many people right now that are fighting anxiety, depression, hopelessness, because they have not been able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. What if you're that this weekend for them? What if you go out of your way and you say, I'm going to get 3 more tickets because I'm going to invest in my business. Mind you, some of you guys paid $75 to have an international business. So if you're like, oh my God, it's too much, I can't hear you. I cannot hear you. Because there are people that have spent multiple millions and billions of dollars into their companies, and they almost lost everything through the pandemic. I'm saying $75 for some people that are on here. If you can't go put $20 in another 2 or 3 or 4 times, man, you're never going to be able to grow and see the fruits of everything that you want in this. I'm just telling you, you've got to invest in your business, and you've got to be the person that is bold enough to go blow the horn. Go blow the horn in somebody's life, guys. Go wake them up. It is so completely and totally worth it. Now, I'm thankful and I'm blessed that I was able to share my heart with you guys, but I don't want to give you everything because I'm going to give you something fire, okay, for this weekend. And so I want to make sure that you guys go out of your way for the people that you're a little bit nervous to talk to, right? That you're like, I don't know if they'll pay attention. Go get them. The people that were club promoters, you heard JON, go get them. The people that work for UPS or FedEx, you know, go get them. The people that were in real estate, go get them. The people that were in the nutrition industry, Travis Just, go get them. The people that are in the financial industry, Pam Pacheco, go get them. Utilize our stories. Guys, if worse comes to worse and you need to go ahead and just promote one of our stories to get somebody to pay attention, do that. They'll be inspired by that. This will be a day for you to remember. I'm telling you, our last training that we had United. The last training that we had for our team, at the end of training, our team grew by hundreds. Literally in the very first week after training, our team grew by hundreds and hundreds. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because there was a fire that was lit inside of people on the team that I couldn't personally light. I didn't have the match for them. There are some people on your team that you don't have the match for them. This training will give them the match. So I love you guys. I will see you on Saturday. Let's bless the world. Let's change the world together. Let's show people the importance of unity. And I want to make sure that I say this and make sure that we acknowledge on a consistent basis that social injustices are not okay and that Black Lives Matter. Love you guys lots.
Yes! Thank you. God, thank you. So blessed, humbled, and just grateful. Thank you so much, Hadiatu. Thank you so much, JAON. I love you guys. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. This has been your Breakfast Club call. Hope this has been as blessed for you as it has been for all of us. I will see you guys on Saturday. Let's get it. The replay will be up in the next 24 to 48 hours. God bless, and let's go.